So, the game audio issues from earlier in this series and the Metroid Prime series are back. Yeah, glitchy game audio. Still don't know what caused it. Still don't know what fixed it. But, yeah, I haven't even bothered to check if the next episode has the same issue because I'll just put another disclaimer in front of it like this one. So until then, I hope you can put up with dodgy game audio while my audio is perfectly fine. Hello everybody, I am the Black Sigma, or you could just call me Eric, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All! Mr. Powers, what happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? Now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. How can you be the decisive witness? You were nowhere near the scene of the crime. I was talking with a detective a little while ago, was on my way home, when all of a sudden you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Yikes. I'm just a normal guy in an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? No, it's not, Powers. About this testimony you're giving, what are you gonna talk about? I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer he was talking about? Gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch. Don't really have a lot of friends, do I? This is gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know, because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. What's he really like? See, he's always been kind of a player with women, but never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! Oh, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, you know, Ms. Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? Aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. Get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Guess that's true. Hey, did you hear about this yet? Andrew's mentor and her suicide? Yep, we heard about it. And a wedding apparently being cancelled. Sure, what can you tell me about that? She left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. There wasn't any proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Kurita? Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends, and she said, "It looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man." A truly insidious man. Did she mean Mr. Kurita by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? That would be enough for him to hide the suicide note. Or just spitballing here, as I tend to do. If Mr. Engarde is guilty of, you know, hiring an assassin to commit a murder, who's to say he hadn't done it in the past? And if Ms. in Parks was connected to Mr. Engarde via Adrian Andrews, that means it's possible she found out that Engarde was a killer. And she couldn't risk being targeted without leaving the proof behind. The proof was in her suicide note, saying that Engarde was a killer. Juan Corrida finds this note, and instead of immediately making it public, which would have been a smart decision, decides he can use it to ruin his rival's career instead. The so-called confession at the press conference. I, Matt Engarde, confess to hiring assassins to kill people. That secret would ruin his career. Good info though, Powers. Thank you. Oop. I didn't mean to do this dialogue again. Yep. Okay, now. Back to the detention center. Yeah, I can call different people by leaving and coming back. Good. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Ms. Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Corrida had on Engarde. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engarde, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards him. If that's the case, why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. About Celeste. I had finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her note back, and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? But why? I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. Suicide note, huh? Wonder what it said. Why did you try to frame Mr. Engarde? That's simple, because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their jobs, so they'd figure it out, right? Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews? Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? Only a single psych lock? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. So, I have a funny feeling I'll get through you before I get through Engarde. Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Engarde for murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Engarde. Ms. Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt? That's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Ms. Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Celeste? There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings, and even revenge. And that is Ms. Inpax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him. Yet. But for you to hate Mr. Engarde, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Ms. Inpax and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? I don't think the card's gonna do it. Even though I know Shelly the Killer is the connection. Actually, you say that you didn't hide this on purpose. You're lying. Nope. Yikes. Let's try this again, shall we? Assuming I do have the evidence to crack this. Wait, I'm not trying to explain that, the killer and Andrew, or Celeste knowing of that was why. I'm just trying to prove that she had a connection to him. I mean, the connection could also be you, Miss Andrews. But not like that. Come on. Do I really not have any evidence to prove that Celeste was connected to Matt? No. No, I don't. I'll be back, Andrews. Well, that's unexpected. my actual phone. Not the transceiver. Entering the evidence menu restarts the Steel Samurai theme. Mr. Nick, your phone. I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. Sounds kind of ominous. It's probably just your imagination. You should really pick it up, Mr. Nick. Could be important. Hello? We got a big problem, pal. What's wrong? I'm on my way to your office right now. Okay? Hey, wait a sec. Why is he coming here? It's terrible. I don't know what to say, pal. It's the end. I'm going to... Oh, I got here faster than I thought. Hey, you didn't hang up. That's not going in the pocket. Go in the pocket. My interior pocket is kind of low down the jacket, so it's not the easiest hole to find. No time to relax now, pal. I'm confused as anything here. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought the spy camera. Eh? This quickly? And this bear's what gave them away, pal. The bear. I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth that figured... Shh, pals. And go on. There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt Engarde. Huh? Matt Engarde, your client. That's who, pal. Here I thought things couldn't get any worse. You sure you heard right? Person who bought it was... Heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. Receipt. All you have? Nah, not just the receipt, pal. Store clerk said so himself. He told me I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Engarde. Clerk even got his autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Engarde himself. What about the spy camera? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you to file away for evidence. I know you don't want to give up, pal. Never thought. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Carita's room was Matt Engarde. Why would Mr. Engarde do something like this? Bet it was to catch Ms. Andrews and Mr. Carita in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know what the absolute truth behind this camera is. You sure you're gonna see him, Mr. Engarde, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for pearls. Matt Engarde, what in the world have you done? Hey, Engarde. You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 PM, dude. Think it's time you told me the truth. Relax, don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Since we can't talk normally, how about this? I'm going to break these 5 locks before this episode even ends. I hope. Now let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Carita had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? Told you before, dude, I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Kurita, especially on that night. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Kurita's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then sent the images the camera took with this transmitter. Well, but dude, where was this camera you're talking about hidden? The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Kurita was, in fact, yourself. Mr. Engarde, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Ah, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Engarde. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Engarde. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from that is I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800. This could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush. It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ew. Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yeah? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is, of course. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you gonna do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Kurita's room and filmed it in secret is... Well, you weren't just going to film a scandal, right? You were after something more, right? For now, let's run with the simplest solution. Adrian Andrews? There is a rumor going around that Ms. Andrews and Mr. Kurita were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Caridia. Why did I say that again? You were going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal. Isn't that right? Dude, you can be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer Dude, that kind of scandal, that's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff? Juicy? Look, we can't get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. We can get publicity without... I mean, if people stop paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent, but it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Carita because of Miss Andrews. There's only one reason I can think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up the camera in Mr. Carita's room was... Surely now's not the time. Unless I have something more. You hired an assassin. I know you did. Mr. Carita is dead because of you. And you wanted to watch the thing happen. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer. And I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous! Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt Engarde? I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So how? How could you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Carita. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Engarde. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. Engarde, you really did hire... Hold on a sec, I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself. Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Meet him? How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Engarde. I get a grave feeling that I have made a mistake. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.